Ladies and gentlemen, could you please be seated? Thank you. Tall nettles cover up, as they have done these many springs, the rusty harrow, the plough long worn out, and the roller made of stone. Only the elm butt tops the nettles now. This corner of the farmyard I like most. As well as any bloom upon a flower, I like the dust on the nettles. Never lost, except to prove the sweetness of a shower. On days like this, dreams come to fruition, memories are formed, and most importantly, careers begin. A Ghine Ushla, a Hishmahori, a Kemi agus a Corda, tá fáilte roimh galéir go dtí an ócáid speisialta seo is CIT Cork School Chorky. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this conferring ceremony at the CIT Cork School of Music. My name is Nicholas O'Halloran and I am your MC for the conferring ceremony. It's my task, my privilege indeed, to give you information about the conferring ceremony's procedures. For those of you interested in passing the word out, the ceremony today is available on the web with a link from the main CIT web page. That's www.cit.ie/live. So if you would like, you may text now to your family or friends before putting your phone on silent or switching it off. We need to deal with just a few elements of safety. Please be aware of the nearest exits to you. There are 4 principal exits from the hall. There are 2 on either side at the rear of the building and 2 on either side at the head of the auditorium. There are no evacuation drills scheduled for today. However, in the unlikely event of the fire alarm operating, an announcement will be made from the podium. In that event, please walk quickly and without pushing or impeding others to the nearest emergency exit. Do not attempt to re-enter the building until advised to do so by the safety response team. Please keep aisles and passageways clear of belongings during the conferring. And if anyone needs assistance during the ceremony, please let a steward know and we will endeavour to assist. At the commencement of the conferring ceremony, the academic procession will process up to the platform. As the procession enters, I will ask you to stand. Please remain standing until the members of the academic procession are seated on the platform. I will signal to you when to sit. Again, when the conferring ceremony is over, I will ask you to stand as the academic procession is leaving. Today's ceremony will be chaired by Mr. Gerard O'Donovan, Head of the Faculty of Business and Humanities. Now, the following are the procedures for our conferees. Shortly after the commencement of the conferring ceremony, the President will deliver a short introduction empowering him to make awards. When he has finished that introduction, I will require each row of conferees, as directed by the stewards, to proceed to the platform. I ask all the conferees to vacate the seating as quietly as possible. Please stay in the order in which you are seated, as the parchments are in this order. When you approach the platform, please remain at the bottom of the steps until your head of school announces your name. Then proceed up the steps onto the platform to the President to receive your parchment. In the unlikely event that you are given the wrong parchment, please do not panic. Ask the ever-redoubtable Noran, who sorts out everything in this building, to sort this out when the conferring ceremony has concluded. Please return to your seat down the left aisle and the steward will show you the way. Be careful on the steps, and please, if any graduate needs any assistance to climb the steps, we can provide it. Just ask the steward. Also, be careful on the stage that though the cables are taped down, they always require care. As you can see, the photographer from Barry's Photographic is located to my left. When you arrive to the President to receive your parchment, please pause for a moment. When the President is handing your parchment to you, please look towards the photographer and smile while your photograph is taken. Then walk to the left of the platform and down the steps on my left. It is very important for the fluent progression of the ceremony that you do not clap each individual conferee as they receive their parchment. Instead, once each class group has completed its conferring and has returned to its seats, the head of school will then ask the entire class to rise to receive their ovation. You may then clap them. As on all these occasions, there will be some speeches. Perhaps they will be shorter than it's necessary for me to go on. When the ceremony ends, the academic procession will then leave the auditorium, followed by the graduates. At this point, I will ask you all to stand and to remain standing until the entire procession has left the auditorium. At this stage, all graduates should proceed to the Stack Theatre for one large group photo, followed by the individual class groups. Individual photographs will take place in the Stack Theatre following the group photos. Our guests will then be most welcome to join us at the reception in the main concourse, where our graduates will join them after the group photos. Before we start, I would like to point out one or two things. The President will probably greet in excess of 2,500 graduates during the course of the conferring ceremonies. It is not possible for him to shake hands with you all, much though he may wish to do so. So, please take your parchment, take your photograph, and exit. I would also like to request that you switch off your mobile phones, or at least ensure that they are on silent. The academic progression will shortly enter the auditorium. To celebrate the first graduation ceremony of the BA Honours in Popular Music and the BA Honours in Theatre and Drama Studies, a specially commissioned fanfare by lecturer and composer Cormac McCarthy will receive its premiere. Cormac is a graduate of both the BMUS and the MA programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music. Having received funding from Irish and American sources to complete an MA in Jazz in Chicago, he then returned to Cork and currently lectures on the new BAPM degree. The fanfare is for brass ensemble and will be performed at the opening and close of the ceremony by current students and conducted by lecturer Tony Neal. Please all rise and remain standing until all members of the academic procession are seated. Please be seated. I now call on Mr. Gerard O'Donovan, Head of the Faculty of Business and Humanities, to commence this conferring ceremony.
Graduates of CIT, members of the governing body, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting at which awards of Cork Institute of Technology will be conferred on the students of this institute. Our guests on the front table are on my immediate left, Ms. Aoibhinn Kearney, Head of School. On my immediate right, Dr. Brendan J. Murphy, President of CIT. And on the far right, Dr. Barry O'Connor, Dr. Barry O'Connor, Registrar and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Our guests to the rear of the stage are members of the governing body, distinguished guests, and members of the academic staff of CIT. I call upon Dr. Brendan Murphy, the President of the Institute, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Institute for that purpose.
And just to explain to people, we confer by tradition both in Irish and in English. Har ceanna Institute agus the Harabán Tuadarás a harm lictor iri, the alt chuig trí dachtam gáliachta agus jargu gáliachta gávíle sa dóiag. Branam dávachtaní ar fálamórí na Institute atá taréis an caidán na cinne an Tuadarás sinna buintamach. Agus éram go gurfan na fálamórí sinna maláthair, can a bar a Horberdove go formúl. On behalf of the Institute, and by virtue of the authority delegated to it under Section 53 of the Qualifications and Quality Assurance Act 2012, I hereby confer awards on the learners of the Institute who achieved the standard determined by the authority for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
I call upon Ms. Aoibhinn Kearney, Head of School, to present the candidates from the CIT Cork School of Music.
The CIT Cork School of Music consists of the Department of Keyboard Studies, the Department of Musicianship and Academic Studies, the Department of String Studies, and the Department of Wind, Percussion, Voice and Drama Studies. Awards will be made in respect of the following programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music: Master of Arts in Music, Master of Arts in Music and Technology, Master of Science in Music and Technology, Bachelor of Arts Honours in Theatre and Drama Studies, Bachelor of Arts Honours in Popular Music, and Bachelor of Music Honours. President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Master of Arts in Music, and I would request you to present their parchment to them. Kevin Joseph Brady, in absentia. Mairead Josephine Buick. Iseult Cooper Stockdale in absentia, Sabine Francois Ducrot in absentia, Kieran Dennis Finnegan. Laura Annie Regine Giersch in absentia, Helen Imelda Houlihan in absentia, Ken Marshall. Lorna Anna May Moore. Carl Nesbitt. Cormac O'Haydon, Kevin Gerard Power, Julian Alex Ramon in absentia, Richard Rodkins, Kim Mary Sheehan in absentia, Tracy Maria Simon in absentia, Anya Mara Whelan. Would the graduates of the Award of Master of Arts in Music please stand to receive your ovation? President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Master of Arts in Music and Technology, and I would request you to present their parchment to them. Mark David Anderson. Martin Ian Benson. Ronan Edward McCann. Eduardo da Costa Lopez Moreira. Emer Ann O'Sullivan. Ryan Rudolph Sommerhuber in absentia. Would the graduates of the Award of Master of Arts in Music and Technology please stand to receive your ovation? President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Master of Science in Music and Technology, and I would request you to present their parchment to them. Prana Ronald Lapre. Danielle Murphy. Mark O'Sullivan. John Mark Willis. Would the graduates of the Award of Master of Science in Music and Technology please stand to receive your ovation? President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Bachelor of Arts Honours in Theatre and Drama Studies. And I would request you to present their parchment to them. Sive Barrett Coakley. Aaron Stephen Barriscale. Alan Martin Dalton. James Lee de Burka. Patrick William de Montfort. Richard Fitzgerald. Katrina Honora Constance Louise Foley. Thomas Joseph Harris. Orla Elizabeth Horgan. Emily Helena Hutt. Aideen Moira Looney. Joy Ann Mulcahy. Ben Christopher Murphy. Aoife Arafetu O'Boyle. Tara Sheila O'Connor. Catherine Edwina Oakes. Helena Maeve White. Emma Louise Willis. Would the graduates of the award of Bachelor of Arts Honours in Theatre and Drama Studies please stand to receive your ovation. President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Bachelor of Arts Honours in Popular Music, and I would request you to present their parchment to them. Thomas Bryan Cahalan. Kayla Tai Chung. Christopher Paul Courtney. Jack Crosby. Anya Delaney. Joseph Aaron Fahy. Caroline Gould. Daniel James Lacey. Paul Francis Leonard. Patrick Miles Lucy. Angus Alphonsus McAvord. Barry Richard Mangan. Ophelia McCabe. James Anthony McGrath. Naomi Nora Joan McSweeney. Clement Katebe Ngoma Katoto. Deirdre O'Kelly. Gavin Edward O'Sullivan. Alan Charles Pentony. Rory Michael Power. Barry Paul Wilson. Would the graduates of the award of Bachelor of Arts Honours in Popular Music please stand to receive your ovation. President, I present to you the following candidates who have successfully completed programmes in the CIT Cork School of Music and who are worthy of the award of Bachelor of Music Honours, and I would request you to present their parchment to them. Gary James Beecher. Rua Bernie Pearson. Tara Marie Broderick. Sophie Mary Butler. Kyu Tong Chan. Ashley Patrick Coleman. Anya Margaret Collins. Gemma Frances Coultis. Joseph Edmund Cusack. Emma Mary Downs. Kate Falvey. Brian Flanagan. Joseph David Frahel. May Van Kelly. Sophia Mary Catherine Lynch. Frank Michael McCann in absentia. Abigail Mary Niloinchik in absentia. Joseph Henry Norton. Cian O'Leary. Muireann Alice O'Mahony. Niamh Maria O'Raw. Donal O'Shea. Michael Andrew Russell. Lydia Violet Ann Thorpe. Would the graduates of the Award of Bachelor of Music Honours please stand to receive your ovation.
This concludes this part of the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the students of our institute. I call on the President of Cork Institute of Technology, Dr. Brendan Murphy, to address you.
You know, for an audience that was told you shouldn't be clapping at all until you reached your man. Well, the only thing that stands between me, photographs, and your lunch is basically the speech, so here we go. Members of the governing body, distinguished guests, institute staff, and of course, our new graduates, together with your families and friends, you're most welcome here today on this auspicious occasion. And CIT has much to celebrate this year, starting with you, of course, our new graduates. And may I formally, on behalf of the Institute, congratulate each of you. You have, through study and application, reached a significant milestone in your life. The qualification you've gained today is the result of your own ability, commitment, and hard work. Your success is also due to the dedication and endeavours of your lecturers and the support of your families and friends. The mission of CIT, and sometimes I think, particularly here in the School of Music, students wouldn't be aware of how extensive CIT is. And personally, I'm very happy today because with the 90 people I've conferred today, I've now passed 2,500 conferees in the last fortnight. So, and that's why I don't shake hands, in case people are wondering. The hand wouldn't survive 2,500, I can tell you. The mission of CIT, and indeed of the Cork School of Music, is threefold, stretching across, obviously, teaching and learning, research and innovation, and engagement with enterprise and society. And if I might this morning, instance some recent examples of where we deliver on that mission. As you'll have seen, we offer several taught masters. In fact, we offer 32 taught master programs, and we offer a full range of research degrees up to PhD, and there's about 200 PhD students in the pipeline. The quality of our education provision, and that's, I think, important nowadays. People want to know that the quality of the education that students receive is good. Well, our quality processes, we go through rigorous external, institutional and programmatic review, and they've been validated and commended. I spoke there of research and innovation, and even though in hard times in terms of funding, research activities in CIT, through the commitment and enthusiasm and expertise of academic research and support staff, continue across all schools and colleges. Last year we spent, even in tough times, over 17 million on research, and we have about 200 research postgraduates and about 100 contract researchers. So it's a very significant scale of activity, and it's matched by corresponding levels of innovation and commercialisation of our research. Indeed, CIT is delivering above the national average in terms of the state's return on investment, and is ranked second in the Irish higher education sector for the number of collaborative research and consultancy agreements we have with industry. I think it's in our engagement with enterprise and society that you will see how we bring the other elements of our mission together. Through the work of the CIT Extended Campus, we do so in areas such as recognition of prior learning and work-based learning, and upskilling and continuing professional development for those in work. We have an extremely successful Rubicon Incubation Centre, which at present is home to 50 startup companies in our campus in Bishopstown. Those 50 startup companies employing 220 people, and among them you'll find recent CIT graduates, and there is the odd graduate from the School of Music who've taken up entrepreneurship route as their next step in their career. And indeed, over the last decade, CIT's track record of over 250 startups employing over 2,500 people with an annual turnover well in excess of 100 million is, I think, second to none. Another perhaps element of CIT that many people aren't aware of is that it's also the National Centre for Maritime Education and Training at the National Maritime College of Ireland down in Ringaskiddy, both indeed for the Irish Navy and for merchant marine officers. And the NMCI operates on a global scale, having this year completed projects in Angola and the Canary Islands, and with new projects starting to commence in Singapore and Croatia in 2017. So, an international institution. And turning closer to home, here to the Cork School of Music, you'll also see that international and local and regional engagement. The School of Music has developed strong links with primary schools through the Suzuki programme and has reciprocal relationships with Cope Foundation, community healthcare providers and music generation. Through its programme of public concerts and drama productions, the CIT Cork School of Music has become an integral part of the cultural fabric of this city. Here in the CSM, the number of international students has grown over the years, and many who initially came as Erasmus exchange students returned to pursue a master's degree. Indeed, as a member of the European Association of Conservatoires, the CIT Cork School of Music has 27 Erasmus partners all over Europe. And our collaborations with these institutions take many forms. Students have the opportunity to study abroad for 1 or 2 semesters. We both send and receive international guest lecturers and have been involved in intensive European projects in the areas of creative entrepreneurship, interdisciplinary artistic collaboration, and indeed employability. Today's graduation also marks another stage in the CSM development, with the first graduates from the Bachelor of Arts Honours in Popular Music and the Bachelor of Arts Honours in Theatre and Drama Studies. And it's great to see. Yes, they're the noisy crowd, actually. And of course, added to the Bachelor of Music graduates and the Masters of Arts and Masters of Arts and Masters of Science in Music Technology. It also marks the occasion when Aoibhinn Kearney takes over as head of the Cork School of Music following the retirement of Dr. Jeffrey Spratt. And Jeff is here. And the speech did go on to say, I'm sure you will join me in wishing Jeff a long and happy retirement. And indeed, wishing Aoibhinn every success for the future. An essential part of our mission is to provide career-focused education. And we've worked hard to provide you, our graduates, with the best quality education possible to pave the way for your future professional and personal success. And how do we measure that, or we attempt to measure it? Well, we do so through what we call the First Destination Survey. And our First Destination Survey of 2015 graduates, where we asked them 6 months after they've graduated, what are you doing? Showed that 91% of our graduates were either in paid employment or further study. In fact, if you're wondering what about the other 9%, and people always do, there's about 2% who are volunteering. There's about another sort of 1-2% who are travelling, who wouldn't own up to whatever they are doing as such. But, it is actually an impressive figure that 91% of graduates are either in paid employment or further study. The survey also highlighted something else, I think, of interest perhaps to parents in particular, the contribution that CIT graduates are making to the local economy, because 74% of those who graduated and are in paid employment are working actually in Cork City and County. So I think that says a lot about the type of graduate we produce and the quality. CIT continues to work hard for your graduates and for the region. We have willingly responded, our staff in particular have willingly responded by significantly increasing the number of full-time higher education students in spite of major funding cutbacks and other restrictions. And if you think about it here, the 2 new groups that have graduated, Popular Music and Theatre and Drama, they started 4 years ago, and the planning for them started, let's say, another year to 18 months. So the planning and the ambition was there at, if you like, at the depth of the recession. So, and you can see how the CSM has grown. And in fact, the whole of CIT, we've actually 25% more higher education students than we had in 2008. So in times of cutbacks, certainly CIT and the CSM have responded, as indeed has most of higher education. But of course, this continued expansion can't continue indefinitely. And I firmly believe in the transformative impact of higher education. It can and it does literally change people's lives. And as a small island with an open economy, it's essential that we have highly skilled and highly educated population to underpin our continued economic development and success. And indeed, socially, we also need that. As a nation, we should continue to strive for increased educational attainment amongst all groups in society. But while that's a laudable aspiration, and I think forms, in fact, the bedrock of our society, but it's only possible, really, if there's a purposeful education policy and a policy that attracts appropriate funding. The current situation of a decade of cuts, and there's no other way to describe them, they were cuts, even though students ended up paying more and more and now pay the student contribution, as it's called, is €3,000. We didn't get that money. Every time it increased, the government reduced the amount of money coming into us. So, it isn't that we benefited from that, it's basically the state stepped farther and farther away from properly funding higher education. Our higher education institutions are under enormous pressure just to keep, and I've used the phrase, to keep the lights on, against a backdrop of reduced funding and a decade of no capital investment. And that will affect future graduates. The graduates here are extremely fortunate. They've had the educational opportunity in wonderful facilities. And we're thankful for that, because we're thankful for the taxpayer actually does pay for this. It's not that we're ungrateful, but there are lots of other graduates, thousands of other graduates, who haven't enjoyed the same level of facilities. And as you've been looking to your future, and that's right, we've also been looking to the future of CIT. And in order to give the achievement of you, our graduates and staff, the recognition they deserve, we've been pursuing designation as a new type of higher education institution, equal in status to a traditional university, but we believe with a distinctive mission and focus, a technological university. In 2015, the Minister for Education and Skills informed us that the International Review Panel had found our detailed proposal to create in partnership with IT Tralee, the Munster Technological University, both credible and realisable. And a direct quote from the International Panel report says it all. In our experience of universities internationally, the proposed Munster Technological University would sit comfortably in their company. And with this endorsement, we must now press on to the final stage of technological university designation. And sometimes people worry about the phrase technological, where are the arts and the humanities going to fit? But technology, if you look back at the definition, is not just engineering and science and technology. It is actually knowledge in use, is the real definition of the word technological. As the Munster Technological University, we will enhance our service to you, our students, to our graduates, to enterprise and the community, in providing the very best we can in education, research and engagement, not only here in Munster, but actually for Ireland. And the future of the Cork School of Music in the Munster Technological University is assured as part of a vibrant faculty of the visual and performing arts. Finally, I would again like to congratulate you, our graduates, on your achievement and on the award of your degrees here today. You, and indeed your families, deserve our congratulations, and we wish you well in your future careers. You'll have heard me confer you at the very beginning under an act of the Oireachtas, and under that same act you've become formally a member of the Institute. And as such, I'd urge you to join the Alumni Association. Keep in touch with your friends and staff members, no matter where in the world your career will take you. Our Alumni Association will be back in touch with you in spring 2017 regarding this year's first destination survey. The information that you give is of enormous benefit to existing students, to your fellow graduates, and helps with our strategic planning. The planning that saw us putting in place the 2 degrees in theatre and drama and popular music. So that's why we want the information. It's to plan for the future, for future graduates such as yourself. And unlike my speech, you'll be thrilled to hear that the longest survey took 90 seconds to complete. All right, today we're delighted to share in your success. Tomorrow we hope to share in your future, a future where we will continue to help you achieve your potential. Well done, we're proud of you, and thank you all for coming today.
Thank you, President. Members of the governing body, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, and visitors joining us via the World Wide Web. On behalf of my colleagues in the Faculty of Business and Humanities and on my own behalf, I'm delighted to be associated with the President's congratulations and best wishes to you, our graduates. Our Faculty of Business and Humanities contributes close to 5,514 students, or 52% of the total student population in CIT, and currently delivers 95 programmes, full and part-time, across a wide range of disciplines, now including music and art, as well as business, tourism and hospitality, recreation and leisure, counselling and psychotherapy, human resources, social care, agriculture, and business information systems and multimedia. The list could go on. CIT Cork School of Music continues to grow its student numbers and research activity and will deliver approximately 350 performances this year, as well as a new transition year training orchestra initiative with secondary schools. As the largest and oldest conservatoire in Ireland, it has expanded in the last few years with the development of new courses within this marvellous facility. In addition to the BMUS and the taught MA programmes, this afternoon we have cohorts graduating for the first time from the Bachelor of Arts in Popular Music and from the Bachelor of Arts in Theatre and Drama Studies. I congratulate the inaugural students and the staff who supported them in their studies, as well as their peers in all other programmes. CIT Cork School of Music is the artistic community where you've spent the last number of years, each of you growing in skills and maturity, making friends and engaging in musical performances and other drama productions. You are now ready for the next chapter of your lives, and along the way you will discover that the things you learned during your time in CSM will serve you well, regardless of what direction you ultimately choose for your career. I don't know if you've seen the Irish film of the year, The Young Offenders, but if you haven't, go and see it. It's a fantastic movie, and it's already grossed over $1 million at the box office. And the film has been written and directed by Peter Foote, who's a lecturer on the BA in Theatre and Drama course in CSM. And it also features Cork actors, including Peter's wife, Hilary Rose, who also lectures in CSM. And the principal offender in the film, Chris Wally, began his career in CSM Youth Theatre and won scholarships in grades 7 and 8 before gaining a coveted place in RADA in London. Receiving their BAs in Theatre and Drama Studies today, Emma Willis and Tommy Harris also feature in the film. And the live music soundtrack was recorded in a CSM studio by music technology lecturer Keith Clancy, ably assisted by student Barry O'Connell, and was brilliantly performed by string players from the BMUS and MA in performance courses. So you can see how the CIT Cork School of Music, through music and theatre, is having an impact in the real world and really shows the calibre of staff, students and graduates here in CSM. Our strong programme offering, research activity and industry engagement position us well to take a leading role in the establishment of the new Munster Technological University. I also today want to acknowledge and congratulate CIT staff members Sabine Ducrot, Ken Marshall, Richard Rudkins and Anya Whelan, who graduated today with their Master of Arts in Performance. I take this opportunity also to pay tribute to our colleagues who have retired from CIT Cork School of Music, Jan Kapp, Mary Daly, Maeve Fleshman, Gerard Moynihan, Adrian Petku, Ursula Willis, Cornelia Zanadaki, Constantine Zanadaki, and thank them for their contribution and wish them a happy and a healthy retirement. I would also like to formally thank Dr. Geoffrey Spratt for his significant contribution, commitment and passion for the CIT Cork School of Music over many years, and wish him also a happy and a healthy retirement. I would also like to mention the untimely death of Alan Cutts of the Department of Musicianship and Academic Studies, who passed away earlier this year. I would like to thank our own faculty team, academic, technical and administrative, who've helped you on your journey to graduation, and a special thanks to Avian Carney, Head of the School of CIT Cork School of Music, Maria Judge, Head of the Department of Musicianship and Academic Studies, Dr. Gabriella Mayer, Head of the Department of Keyboard Studies, Joan Scannell, Head of the Department of String Studies, and John O'Connor, Head of the Department of Wind, Percussion, Voice and Drama Studies. The future looks bright for your graduates, both here and abroad, with the skill set you've acquired in your discipline area. But today is about you, our new graduates. We're delighted to celebrate the success story that is each one of you. We acknowledge your achievements along with the contribution of many others, especially your lecturers, families, loved ones and friends. Graduates, may I ask you to acknowledge all of those who've helped you in so many valuable ways by applauding them now. We hope you look back with pride on your time with us here in CSM and continue your learning pathway and consider our postgraduate, professional and CPD programmes in the future. And as the President said, maintain your link to CIT through staff, social media and the alumni office. Before concluding, I would like to thank the Conferring organising team who've ensured this ceremony ran so smoothly and effectively, and also mention CIT Open Days, which take place on Friday the 18th of November in Bishopstown and at the Crawford College of Art and Design campus, and on Saturday the 19th of November in CIT Cork School of Music and the CIT Crawford College of Art and Design. And I'd ask you to encourage prospective students to attend those days. Finally, as this is a day of celebration, enjoy the day with your family and friends and loved ones. And I know many of you will be meeting with each other later. It will probably be a late night of celebration, so enjoy. I invite you all for some light refreshments in the ground floor concourse. Graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the students of our institute. My best wishes and my thanks to you all. Thank you.
Please all rise and remain standing until all members of the academic progression and our cohort of new graduates have departed the auditorium. Thank you.